Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. Like the video, man, as y'all cop in, man. I'm not gonna be out here dancing on Skip Bayless's grave, dog. This is a 71-year-old man with such an ego that he contributed to his own downfall, man. When something good is going, you keep it going, doc. See, when you're winning, you just keep replicating the methods of winning and don't deviate from the path, my G. If you haven't understood it already, I'm talking about the fact that Skip Bayless is leaving Undisputed in FS1 Bombshell. That is the title of the article I'm going to read by Ryan Glaspiegel. Whatever it is, this is just dropped less than an hour ago here on the New York Post. Like the videos, y'all come in, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. I seen this coming. I saw this coming, and I was one of the first people. Okay, I won't say I was one of the first people, but when I saw that argument between Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless, it had passed the lines of respect. We can't work with somebody like that. You can't work with somebody like that, whether that be in an office, whether that be in a construction site, whether that be in a restaurant. You have a fight like that or an argument like that, you do not work together. And the bit, unfortunately, what Skip Bayless did is he pissed off the reason a lot of people were watching the show. Do you understand how horrible Undisputed's ratings have been? Front Office Sports said at a certain point they were getting about 50,000 views. You know, there's YouTubers out there who average that per video. But you know what? He's on a network. If you're on a network TV, it's all about the ratings. It's all about the manyan. Why are ratings a part of the manyan? Because once you get ratings, you get advertiser dollars. Okay? You get advertiser dollars, then your executives get bonuses. Once your executives get bonuses, that trickles down to your ass, meaning you, Skip Bayless, who is the talent, is receiving more gualo. You ever heard of something called manyan? Yes, it's called money, right? So this dude, Skip Bayless, and his infinite ego was so horrible towards Shannon Sharpe, and then the executives were so stupid to side with a 71-year-old LeBron hater, right? Just when LeBron's career is about to end, because at the end of the day, Skip's career was made by LeBron hating. Skip, in his infinite wisdom, at 71 years old young, decided we're going to put on Lil Wayne on my TV show. I'm going to put on Keyshawn Johnson. And you know what? I'm going to say it like this. I don't dislike Keyshawn Johnson. I just think that he's not as entertaining as Shannon. It is what it is. I'm going to put, you know what kind of saved the show for a little bit? Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce halfway saved the show, but the show was already dying. It already got stabbed in the neck once Shannon left. I mean, the only other person who kind of made it slightly entertaining was Michael Irvin and Paul Pierce. And then you know what? Who actually made it a bit spicy? You know what I mean? Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman had to get drunk and do some drunk driving-ish and get fired too. So that's the problem here, man. They tried to bring in Rachel Nichols and try to pretend like we care about Rachel Nichols' commentary on basketball. Not really. We really don't. She's actually a great host, ironically. But since Skip Bayless was so much in control of the show, Skip decided to make himself the host. Decided to get rid of a host or moderator in general. He decided to be the moderator and the debater. Like, what? That format was absolutely horrible. It was hot garbage. You know, sometimes it worked when it was, Sherm versus Irving. You know what I mean? That actually, it was very good, especially on football topics, for Skip to take a back seat. But the reason Skip was actually popular or popping is because he says out-of-pocket-ish, says it very confidently, and says it with some sick-headed troll behavior. He's a troll. And when he doesn't have a proper dance partner or somebody to troll back with him, he doesn't win. Why was Skip Bayless and Stephen A such an amazing combination? I'll help you understand why. It's because they went back and forth, man. And also another thing that's underrated is that they were both journalists. And this is my argument that I've had a lot, and I think a lot these days. Shout out to the former ex-athletes. I respect them. I salute them. But there's a reason there's one Shannon Sharpe. There's a reason there's one Charles Barkley. There's a reason there's one Shaquille O'Neal. It's because they're an anomaly, dog. They actually give opinions. They have personality. They have, that charm. They're funny. They keep it real. A lot of these ex-athletes who come on, podcasting or want to be show hosts or get in media, they just jock, sniff, and deride other athletes. They don't have any objective criticism, and they don't really give interesting or outside of the pocket takes. When you have real journalists, right, going against each other and debating, you have a much better TV show, because journalists are also trained to be reporters. Journalists are trained to put words together, so naturally they can speak words together, and they usually don't have a bias. Why Skip Bayless was interesting is because he had clear biases. He was a columnist, dog. Now, what made Undisputed magical is that Shannon and Skip disagreed so much that it was amazing, genuine barbershop talk. Even their promos for Undisputed were literally in a barbershop. You know what I mean? Multiple people copied that. Even LeBron copied that. The irony of that, having a show called The Shop. The irony of, multiple, even rap, shout out to my boy Math Hoffa, barbershop podcasting, right? But this was barbershop television because you had Shannon, Team LeBron, Skip, Team Anti-LeBron. You had Skip, Cowboys lover, Shannon, Cowboy objective hater, right? That's what was going on, and that dynamic was consistently entertaining because they would go at each other. But the thing is, they didn't get personal. It started getting personal, and I know why it got personal. It got personal because Shannon was outshining the quote-unquote master, who was Skip Bayless. That's why it got personal. Let me read this article, man. It's been taking a long time. I had to give y'all my point of view. Let's talk about it. This is the article, Skip Bayless leaving Undisputed in FS1 bombshell. It is the end of an era at FS1. Skip Bayless is leaving his role as co-host of Undisputed at the network after 8 years, the Post has learned. His final show will be later this summer. I will put this post, by the way, in the description. Y'all want to read it. Skip Bayless referred the Post to Fox Sports PR, which declined to comment. In the second consecutive summer that one of the pillars of the program has departed, as Shannon Sharpe left the following NBA Finals last year, the new iteration, which featured a rotating group of panelists with Bayless, including Keyshawn Johnson, who was on just about every day, Michael Irving, Richard Sherman, Rachel Nichols, and Paul Pierce, did not capture audience as successfully as Bayless and Sharpe debated one-on-one for the previous 7 years had. It was going to be an uphill climb, as Shannon was arguably a compelling debate foe to Bayless, as Stephen A. Smith had been on First Take during that time. By the way, I'm not sure 100%, but I believe that Shannon and Skip debated longer than Skip and Stephen A. 7 years. I believe they debated longer than Stephen A. and Skip. Right? So it was working. And it took one man's ego, Skip's ego, and his inflated sense of self to think he can run it to ruin it. Anyways, I'm getting back to the article. The Sharpe show took a couple months off last summer following Shannon's departure and never regained the momentum. When it returned, the format was a bit wonky, as instead of a moderator, a role formerly held by Joy Taylor, Jenny Taft, and Jen Hale, Bayless introduced the topics and then might be the third or fourth person to chime in on the opinion. Horrible format, by the way. That's just me speaking. I didn't like it. I wanted the one-on-one. I actually wanted Sherm and Skip Bayless. I think Sherm and Skip Bayless would have been amazing. But it is what it is. Too late. Undisputed ratings were also hurt on the margins as Craig Carton's lead-in show had not yet reached the metrics the First Things First had in the early mornings before it was moved to mid-afternoon following the herd with Colin Cowherd. By the way, the best show on FS1 is First Things First. Argue with your mama, it is the best show. While Cowherd and Bayless were warned by colleagues that they would get lost leaving ESPN for FS1 in 2016 and 2015-2016 respectively, both were successful in making the shift. A digital platform like YouTube and X and Instagram made their audience portable beyond linear TV. It is expected that Undisputed will continue without Bayless. Oh, whoa. That's a big bomb. I didn't know that. Elsewhere in the network, First Things First and Speak are expected to expand by half an hour each to fill the time vacated by Race Hub and NASCAR shows, whose run ended after 13 years in June. Former Post columnist Andrew Marchand reported in 2021 that Bayless had signed a 4-year deal with FS1 worth $32 million. Cowherd, who was the first talent building block for the FS1 iteration, is also a free agent following the football season. So FS1 is doing a total shift, total change up, and they have to. They lost one of the biggest talent. And when you lose talent and you don't retain it or you don't grow organic talent, I'm sorry, your show dies. So this was going to be interesting. Are they going to keep Keyshawn? I think they will. Are they going to keep Irving? I don't know. Michael Irving. Are they going to keep Paul Pierce? I think it would be very smart to keep Paul Pierce. He's the one. And then be smart if they kept Sherm. We don't know. But we know one thing for sure. Skip is out. And the irony of this, Skip's coverage of LeBron had actually been a lot more softer and kinder recently. So get in the comments, y'all. Let me know what y'all think, man. Skip Bayless out of FS1. Could he come back to ESPN? This is my halfway prediction. Yes, it's in play. It's in play because Skip is not a online podcasting dude. He won't succeed there. He needs linear television. ESPN is in play. Let me know what y'all think, man. Big JTV, like, comment, sub. And I'm going to say this. I think Skip got fired. I'm going to call that. I'm calling it right now. I think he got fired, bro. I'm saying it right now. I believe he got fired, and because he was not giving them the ratings they wanted, he was too expensive to keep, and they tried to find a way to get him. They backdoored him, man. It is what it is. It was his fault in the first place. Let me know how y'all feel about it. Big JTV, I'm out.